I think weebs are like kind of wannabe Japanese and like they're like weirdos. Probably don't shower. Probably smells like ass. Oh, believe me, I went to a few conventions. Oh, it smells so bad. Don't never go in a summer day to a fucking convention. Oh, it smells so bad.
No, I hate guys who watch a ton of anime. I despise it.
She says with an anime art style avatar.
I mean, I don't mind it. To me, you have your likes, I have my likes, you have your dislikes, I have my dislikes.
It has the stigma itself of you're an adult that watches cartoons, so that's the concern.
It depends. If they watch so much anime that they got like 20 body pillows, and if you think you're Japanese and you're not Japanese, then you've got problems.
Do you want a serious answer or a meme answer? There's people out there who just, like, they'll look at something in anime and just be like, yes, this is how things should be in real life, but that's just not how it works. There's no actual human woman who actually looks like that. They would die because their waist is too thin to support their organs and their eyes are too big. They would take the entirety of their head. You know, it just doesn't, it's not physically possible.
Maibodan Hangdongiji, it would be honorable to subscribe because actions speak louder than words.
Dating sucks for everyone. Nobody likes dating. You go on the apps and you say, hi, how are you? Good, how are you? What do you like? Oh, I like video games. Oh, cool, I like video games too. What video games do you like to play? Oh, I like these ones. Oh, I like... And then nobody ever makes the first move. And then the conversation dies. And then you die on the inside. And that's what dating is.
Right now, the current one that I'm pursuing, she started talking to me when she was being really super shy or bitchy, I can't tell which yet, and wouldn't talk. And then when I brought up a certain anime and asked her if she's seen it, she was like, oh, I love that one, and that's what got it rolling, so there's that.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think so. I'm gonna be honest. Listen, I love anime. I watch tons of anime, but like I've learned that, you know, that can't really be the only thing that you're into, you know? And for me, personally, you know, I've had that experience before in the past where I only watched anime at the time. I was pretty, like, shut in. I thought only talking about anime with this girl would, you know, escalate to something else, but it never did. So I've been, you know, learning to grow and find more hobbies and do more stuff, and now I have a lot more to talk about other than just anime. My advice is, it was never easy, because I've been turned down a lot because of it. You know, the thing is that I'm still going through it. You need to find yourself, find what you like and find what makes you happy, you know, because there's more than one thing that could.
But we were talking about social media, etc. Here's something about dating in social media that I find peculiar. Because you have all these dating apps and because you have social media and because dating someone is very accessible right now, you have the current dating culture, which is more or less like, if the grass ain't green or if the grass is greener somewhere else, we flip, right? People jump away. And that's kind of fucked up because it's destroying monogamy, because people just like, if something's wrong, they go to the next person. They don't even try and fix the problem. Like, I think that's gonna be really bad for society as a whole.
To me, what matters most is, are you gonna make me laugh and are you a good person?
Not unless they themselves like anime, and usually they don't want it to be a ton.
Most of the girls I know like girls, so...
People's general views on anime have changed a lot over like the last decade. Back when I first started watching anime and stuff, back when I was like 12, there was just no, like, outside of Japan, it was a lot more looked down upon. Between like 2010 and 2020, it just became more and more accepted, to the point where there's kids now who are into anime who don't realize that being into anime was something that people used to get bullied for. Back in 2010, you didn't have Elon Musk and Lady Gaga, all these really famous people saying that they like anime. That just wasn't a thing.
Contrary to belief, I have never met a woman who has not watched at least one anime. My age demographic? I'm 24, and I don't usually talk to people under 18, if at all. Can't be bothered with that shit.
100% yes. Anime is in right now. It's way more mainstream now. Yeah, 100% way more mainstream. I live, breathe, and consume anime.
Here's the deal. America has recycled the same ideas over and over. How many Batmans, Spider-Men, how many Supermen have we seen in 45, 50 years? Too many. They can't get a new idea? Anime always has a fresh idea. And if it's not a fresh idea, it's taking a regular idea like basketball, like with Kuroko no Basket, and making it interesting. I thought basketball was boring as shit for my whole life. I watched this anime with Kuroko in it, and it was really good. And I learned a lot about basketball, so now I kind of like that. When I'm watching, I know what's going on. I'm an adult. That makes me feel silly saying it. It's a fresh take. And the voice acting is chef's kiss.
So, like, if you're starting in VR chat, trying to find some e-dating, you're already looking for love in the wrong place because you have found the internet's loneliest, most desperate people. You know, and that's me too. Like, I'm here right now talking to a flaming piece of cake. Like, who am I to say? But you can't get caught up in these brief, shallow encounters with these people that are easy to forget that they're people because they're behind these beautiful, perfect masks that don't need to be walked, fed, bathed, shown sunlight. You know, it's very easy to get caught up in that. So, like, is dating in VR chat a good idea? Probably not. I've been in long distance relationships, can't recommend it.
You can like what you want, but personally I think it's extremely weird. No, okay, if you like a little anime, then that's okay, that's fine. But if you're like learning Japanese and you have a Titanic collection, and that's a bit worrying.
I don't watch Pokemon. I play Poke MMO.
This man has thousands of hours in separate Pokemon games.
Depends which generation, you know. In my generation, it's not that common. I'm 30, yeah.
I stopped watching anime since Kiss Anime got taken down. Bro, I've literally...
The only benefit I can see to watching anime and having, or being an otaku weeb, you know, is that you're just showing your love and compassion for what you do or watch or love. But there can be a certain point that enough is enough, and it should stay at home, if you know what I mean. If you've ever seen that video of that guy who says, I have the power of God and anime on my side, that's when it's too much.
For advice on dating, just like...
Don't give them your address.
Be yourself, don't give them your address. I'll end it there, period. That's it, that's the end of it, done. Be yourself, but trust no one.
Trust no one.
When I was growing up, anime was very socially unacceptable. So, for instance, I did watch anime, but I could never like bring it up because it would be social suicide in school, right? It would be really bad because I grew up in a Slavic country. But it's more socially acceptable now, which I think is really good. Do women like people who watch anime? Like, depends on the woman, I guess. They watch it. They probably like guys who watch anime, but if they don't watch it, like, that's like a very individual-based question.
Sometimes you can find that immature girl that watches the animes and it's like super weird and they're into it. That can happen, but on the whole, the majority no. I think the majority would rather talk about current movies. They'd rather talk about politics, for God's sakes, than anime.
Honestly, I think it's not girls, it's a woman that watches anime, you know what I mean? It's an actual woman, not like a girl, unreasonable, whiny, complaining about everything. Like an actual woman, they would watch anime because the plots for some of the animes are amazing. The Western like countries could not have done that. They're amazing. Like I don't tear up like ever, and I've teared up to animes. It's proper, like they're like proper films, you know?
Yeah, and something that I noticed too that I love much more about like being in VR rather than in person around other people is I don't have to worry about like my physical body, like, oh no, am I sitting like a little bit too close to this person? Like, what does my body language look like? Do I smell bad right now? Am I like taking up too much space in this part of the room? Like, oh, like if I'm eating something, like, oh, people can like see me eat, like they can watch me chew. Do I look gross while I'm doing this? All of those like physical insecurities, they're just gone. So you can get right into like how cool your personality is, like what your interests are, what your goals are for the future or lack thereof because you're a depressed piece of shit. Who knows? Your situation could be anything, and yeah.
Honestly, start saying what you want out to the universe, you know, that preach that shit. Instead of saying, I want to be here, like say, I will be here. You know what I mean? I will have a mansion. I will have supercars, you know? Start manifesting that shit. Putting your mind to it. And if you just keep cracking at it, there's no reason at all. There's no law in any kind of universe that says it will not work out for you. Depression, I've been through it and I've got out of it. You know, I got out of it and I'm so much better mentally. I'm proof that you can get out of it. And I feel like a lot of people now, they use their mental illnesses or things that they've self-diagnosed as like excuses to avoid certain situations, which is unfortunate. I kind of realized that no one really gave a shit, like that I was depressed and it was literally just going to be myself, you know. I was going around in a constant loop of just like forgiving someone I shouldn't have forgave, and then doing it again, and all because like you fancy them, you love them or whatever. But if I've not gone through all that stuff, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I'm happy with who I am today. Like, because I'm positive now, all I try and do is spread positivity. So I have that ability now because I'm happy myself, so I can share that with other people.
An eye for an eye makes the world go blind, but love for love is the world's means of peace.
If I could say one thing to the world, it's to live your dreams or be vacant. So what does that mean? If you're not living if you're not doing what you want to do, if you're not happy doing what you want to do, you're just an NPC. Don't be an NPC. There's too many of them in the world. Start your own story.
Kindness is contagious. When you are kind, you inspire others. Be the spark. Spreading kindness merchandise available now.